Morning, everyone. Andrew here, Andrew Stewart from Medium Blessings. For those of you who don't yet know me, I'm basically a motivational healer. I love teaching spiritual development, working one-on-one with people, mentoring, healing, and pretty much anything to do with spiritual learning, coaching, and interacting with people. And this morning, I feel the urge to talk about our friends, our chosen friends, not the ones that are easy to hang out with or easy to like. I'm talking about our soul friends, the ones that are chosen for us, that we don't necessarily love the most, or company that we don't always choose to be with. These are the kind of friends called soul friends that tend to push our buttons quite a bit, test our patience, particularly our ability to love. All those things that are kind of buried in us that we don't often look at or are necessarily aware of. These are the soul group friends that offered to come into our lives for anywhere from short periods to long periods to almost our entire lives to help us grow and learn and teach us things, which naturally are not always easy and can be very challenging and trying. Um, Nevertheless, I feel the need to just talk about it this morning. Hopefully that'll resonate with some of you out there, clear a few things up, or even just help you to have more tolerance, more patience, and perhaps be a little bit less judgmental and a little more loving. And naturally, of course, since this topic has come up and with me, and I feel strong to chat about it, this obviously resonates with me quite a bit too. Particularly trying to be unconditionally loving and non-judgmental. One of my lessons, kind of ongoing, it tends to pop up here and there quite a bit, is being kind instead of being right. Just to elaborate on that, is basically, say you have a situation with a close friend, a loved one, or whoever, and they've done some wrong to you or done something against you, whether it is something huge or even somewhat slightly petty. And you know for a fact that you are in the right, or that you are more right than they are. You have information, you have evidence to prove your case. You know for a fact that they're not facing themselves, they've done wrong, whether they're admitting it or not, or whether they're willing to face themselves or not. Basically, you know you're right, but you still, some little part of you still feels the need to point that out, rather than to just be kind. Let it go, be kind, let them be where they're at, instead of insisting to be right, and instead of insisting others to know that you are right. Yeah, it's not always easy. The ego, human part of me wants to point out, I am right, you're wrong. People need to know that, but maybe they don't. Maybe sometimes you just need to be kind, accept where the other people or person is at, and just let them be. You cannot force awareness or honesty or growth on anyone. They have to do it in their own time when they are willing to do it. They may even want to do it, but if they're not willing, i.e., willing to face themselves, do some work, then that has to be left to them to decide when they are willing. Nothing can be forced on them. So yeah, it seems simple enough to be kind instead of being right, but when you have to actually do it regularly, consistently, that can be a different story. So that's one of the points I want to talk about with your chosen friends. Another point is try not to avoid or run away from one of those chosen friends that just happen to come into your life, who maybe need some guidance, maybe they just need to be heard or helped. An opportunity for you to step way out of your comfort zone, forget about your needs, forget about insisting that people treat you or love you the same way that you treat them or love them, because that's not always going to happen. If that were the case, we wouldn't really need to be here, would we? So, these little friends of ours are lessons and reminders for us to get uncomfortable, dig deep, reflect within, and examine what part of us needs a little tweaking or adjusting or improving. Never mind what the other person needs. Rather look at them as the sounding board or a signpost or your little messenger for the day, coming up to you and pushing a button or worse, whatever the case, and saying, handing out the silver plate and saying, here's an opportunity for you today to be kind instead of being right, or to love me some more than you'd like to, or just do something out of your comfort zone for another, regardless of whether that comes back to you or not. And some of my guides like to remind me every so often. They say to me, Andrew, you're not here for a holiday. You're here to work. There's work to be done. You're not here for a holiday. Breaks and holidays are fine, all good and well, but most of the time we need to stay in the saddle, get on with what we're doing here, get on with our business. Why are we here? Why do we have the soul group we have? What do we need to do? Who do we need to help? What can we give? Here's a good one. Maybe I should have this made on a wooden plaque on a sign in front of my office. It says, how may I serve thee? Or, Spirit, what do you need me to do today? Show me the signs and then give me the courage to act on it. I think I have more trouble actually acting on it than recognizing signs. Sometimes the signs pop up and they're pretty easy just to notice, and I'll see them and I'll say, yeah, okay, I get the message, I understand, but I don't like their vibe. They're a little bit too aggressive to me today, or I just don't like them enough that I feel like I know what to help them, so I'm not gonna. So I need to get past that and at least give it an attempt. As a side note also, stop making assumptions. So you never know what's going on internally with a person just by looking at their exterior expression or what they're doing or how their day is going. I could look at a person that brings a sense of fear upon me or just wants me to turn around and run the other way. Or I could at least make one attempt, one little short attempt to go up and interact with them, make a short little brief communication or a gesture or whatever. If I get shot down, fine, at least I've made an attempt. But if I don't make any assumptions about it and just try first, just once, there's a 50-50 chance, or maybe even more than a 50-50 chance, that the person is going to just lighten up a bit, the expression's just going to soften up on their face, its tension's going to ease up a bit, and they're actually going to maybe let me in, just one little step into their space. And we'll have some sort of little interaction. Something will click or work for them, or maybe a little seed will be planted that they won't even recognize or be aware of. And I would have actually done something helpful for someone else. So don't make assumptions. Try once first. If you come across that person a week later, a month later, and you've already tried once, you know what? That day was then, this is a new day. Try once again. maybe this day will be different. Just give it a shot. You don't have to stretch out an arm and a leg or drain an hour or two of your day. Don't push it. Just give it a chance. See what Spirit has in mind, and see where it goes. This kind of reminds me of when I do group readings. I stand up there, and I like a bit of information to come in first. I want to know, okay, what am I talking about? Who's with me? What are we going to discuss? What's up? And it doesn't usually work out that way. Spirit says you're going to that person, just greet them first, just ask them, start the dialogue, then we'll start. So I go up to a person and start with them and say, may I bring a message to you? I haven't got anything yet, but I have to go to them first and just start the dialogue. Then I'll get another little bit of information, and then I have to give it. So Spirit kind of is testing my trust. Give it as I get it, and then they'll give me some more as we go along. They're not going to give me half the story right up front. I have to go, get out of my way, trust, and just start the dialogue. If I look like a bit of an ape or an idiot, I have to do that. I have to tell them what I'm getting. I have to share what I'm seeing, whether it makes sense or not. It's not for me. I'm working. I just need to do it. It's none of my business. I've just got to be a vessel, a clear channel, and do what I need to do. So, getting back to topic with your friends, your chosen ones, here's a perspective to look at. Before we come down in the physical, we have a group of buddies up there in heaven, whatever you want to call it. Heaven, the divine, whatever, the non-physical. So we have a little group of our closest best friends, and we'll decide to come down in the physical, just have a party, have a social, and see what it's about. And one of us says, okay, I'm going to come down and I'm just going to be everybody's buddy. Everyone's going to love me. I'm going to chill and calm. And I'm going to be a people pleaser. And everyone's just going to want to hang out with me. And the best friend across the circle is going to sit there and say, okay, you know what? I love you so much. I'm going to come down and be the biggest, nastiest a-hole anyone could ever imagine. And I'm going to make your life down like hell. I'm going to push your buttons. I'm going to force you to love me as unconditionally as you can, and I'm going to make it hell for you. That's not going to be easy. And so I say, oh, gee, that sounds wonderful. That is so kind of you. You know, you do that for me. You really do that for me. Go down in the physical, and you would be that kind of being or person to help me grow that much. And my best friend would say, sure, anything for you, anything at all. I love you unconditionally. Let's do it. And then one or two other friends will jump in and say, okay, you know, I'll be your dad and I'll be your mom and I'll be okay. You know, I'll treat you kind of okay-ish, but I'm still going to make you work the butt off, and I'm not going to give you a lot. You know, you didn't have to battle. You have to fight for it. And I'll say, wow, okay, you guys, you're just the best. You're doing all this for me. My soul's going to grow so much. This is just fantastic. You know, when do we start? Let's just go. And use that as an analogy. Whether you believe it or not, just use it think of it as a story. And so you'll come down and you're born and you make friends. And your parents are just chosen for you. You didn't have much say in that. Same with your schools you went to, the friends you made, the enemies you made, whatever. And you go along and you make your way, learning whatever you can learn, doing your best, choosing who you like and who you don't like. But if you just look at the big picture and try and focus more on your own buttons when they're pushed, what your needs are, what you might need to tweak or change, and you don't have to do it in a drastic step in a matter of days or 1 week. Just little improvements day by day. If you break it down into little chunks, it's easier to work on, and it's just progress. If you fluff up, you'll get another chance. If you fluff up 10 more times, you'll get 11 chances. You get as many chances as you need. They make it more uncomfortable, but you get as many chances as you need. So rather make small improvements on a consistent basis than worry about trying to accomplish something quickly, especially if it's something big or very personal. If you make gradual progress, consistent progress day by day, you'll get there. It's much easier to do consistently than to do, say, an entire day once a week or once a month. little bits here and there, every day, just little bits improvement every day. Focus more on what's going inside you than what other people are reflecting at. You can't fix other people, you can't force them to do anything. You're not meant to. That's for them to choose. You got to focus on your own stuff. So just let people be signposts and sounding boards for you. Just allow reflect something that you don't like or that needs addressing. Yes, even if they're totally wrong and they're causing all the problem, just do your best to use that to improve yourself in some way. And just do that day by day. And the more you do it, the better you're going to attract to yourself. Is there really a better option than that? Do you want to fight? Do you want to burn energy? Do you want to wrestle with those people? Do you want to try and force them to acknowledge they're wrong? Because if you try and think about it, if you're insisting on someone being sorry or forcing an apology out of them, what are your chances? Why bother? How much effort and energy are you going to burn off trying to do that? You may have someone in your life that will never be sorry for who they are or what they've done. So why bother forcing it? How much energy out of you is it going to take to try and force someone to change or to be sorry? How much energy does it take just to breathe and just to allow them to be who they are and just to focus on what you can do for yourself? We waste so much energy on things we don't like, we don't want, people we don't want to see, negativity. The universe doesn't care what we favor and don't favor. It doesn't bring us something we think it thinks we'll like or something we don't like. The universe just brings to you what you put out there. It doesn't, it's very impersonal. The universe doesn't care whether you want something or not. If you focus on something, the universe is just a delivery system. It just brings it, whether it's a thought, an action, experience, whatever the case. You have to flip the switch to the positive. It's not more difficult to draw positivity into your life. It's just choice. You choose. One isn't stronger than the other. The universe just delivers impersonally whatever you're putting out there. Your predominant thoughts is going to be your predominant life. As a side note, think about this. Most of your life goes on internally, inside your mind, not externally. If you don't believe this, think about your day, your average day. How many physical activities or chores or tasks do you do from when you wake up until you go to bed? How many different chores, tasks, things do you do? There's going to work, there's driving, there's eating, there's drinking, there's cleaning, there's working, there's resting, there's listening to music, there's watching TV. There's not a huge amount of it. Compare that number of things you do physically to the number of thoughts you have in an entire day from when you wake up to when you go to sleep. How many thoughts do you have in a day? So let's ask that question again, or let me rephrase it. Most of your life goes on inside your mind, not in the physical. So let that sink in. Your thoughts, your predominant thoughts dictate what kind of a day you're going to have, where you're going, where you're headed. You change your thoughts, you change your life. We have, thousands of thoughts in a day. So if you can flip those thoughts from the negative ones, things you don't want to think about, things you don't want to see, you don't want to hear about, to more of what you do want in your life, that's choice. That's free will choice. You can choose to do it. It's not easy. It's definitely not going to be easy, but it's doable. Little bits at a day, little bits at a time each day, it is doable. Thoughts are things. And I can speak from experience, from being pessimistic, negative, whatever the opposite of, I can't think of the word, the opposite of confident. I was all of those things for the longest time. And after being put into a position of surrender where I just couldn't tolerate it anymore, that was my awakening to force myself to change, turn around do what I needed to do, work on things, use tools and techniques that were given to me, that were taught to me, and flip it around. And by changing your predominant thoughts consistently, it changed my physical environment. It does work. You have to do the work, but I guarantee you it works. So all your enemies, frenemies, whatever you want to call them, the people that push buttons that tick you off, they are in your life for a reason. They're here to teach you something. So do your best to love them unconditionally. Do what you can for them. Don't deplete all your energy on them. Just give it a shot. Give it a try. If you're not making it, just leave it. But when they push your buttons, just go with them and see what needs to change about you. Let them know that you don't want to engage in combat. You don't want to fight. You don't want to butt heads and try and force your position, justify your position. Just let them be your signposts to pinpoint or guide you to what you need to work on. What can you do to improve yourself, however big or small, and let them be who they are. You will draw the necessary people into your life as you evolve and as you grow. Forget about trying to change other people. When you change yourself, you gradually change your experiences, the company you have, the people that are drawn to you. So the more you evolve, the more you grow, the better the crowd becomes to you. Yes, you'll still get those challenging soul friends, if I can put it that way. They will be coming in and out of your life, but the sooner you focus and work on it, the faster you get past it, and the more positivity, the more joy, the more happiness you draw to yourself. So trying to take things less personally, being kind instead of being right, all these little challenges we're tested with every day. They're gifts from our soul friends who promised us to love us so much that they would give us a heck of a time doing it. Try and look at it that way. It's about perspective as well. If you're not getting anywhere, if you're butting your head against the wall, if all of your buttons are pushed and you're just on like boiling point, just change your perspective. Try a different way of looking at it and see what you can do today. Just one day at a time, one step at a time. See what you can do for yourself. And by healing and changing and working on yourself, you are unconsciously, usually unconsciously, helping, healing, and working on others. When you help yourself, you help others to heal as well. So I think I'm going to stop blabbering now, running out of words here. So I'm going to leave that with you for this morning, for today, to ponder on, and hope to be back on soon with something else interesting to chat about. If you have any questions or anything like that about more about who I am, what I do, message me, visit my page, my website, touch base with me. I'm available all the time, pretty much anytime. Feel free to message me. And until next time, have a great morning, have a great day, and good luck.